Hello everyone, and welcome back to Animaechan, where today I'm going to be sharing my reaction highlights of episodes 78 and 79 of One Piece. I have two things to say before I jump in, so please just hear me out. The first thing is that I do talk quite a lot in between these episodes, so just check in the description of the video. There's a timestamp, there should be a timestamp for when episode 78's reaction highlights begin and when episode 79's reaction highlights begin, because between the two episodes I talk for like 5 minutes about something, and on that note about that 5 minutes that I talk, I did leave it in to show you my thought process on right after I watched the episode, but then I've come to a different conclusion, so I talk more about that at the end of the video. So before saying anything about my thought process in the middle part, just make sure that you do understand that I changed my opinion on it, and I talk about that in the review part. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to say, and the second thing that I wanted to say is, if you want the full reactions for all my One Piece videos, episode 1 to 79, they're all available for level 2 patrons and up. I also have tons of other full reactions up for anime that I don't even post to YouTube because I literally don't have time to edit all the videos. Right now my time is focused on basically One Piece and 1 or 2 of the seasonal shows, but yeah, there's tons of other anime like Bakemonogatari, Grand Blue, and so many more. But this is a One Piece video. I just wanted to let you know that the full reactions are there. If you're only here for the highlights, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the video. Sorry, goldfish, you dead. Karu. Imagine how big their fucking ship must be. Young Brogy! Whose was bigger? They're gonna keep fighting. What happened to their people though? Where are they? Are they just living now normal lives somewhere on a giant island, and they're not raiding anymore, which is kind of a good thing. Oh my god, a hunting contest just like Sanji and Zoro. The bug bite. I love Karu. Flag just went up.
本日のリラックスおやつプチフールなどいかがでしょう。お飲み物はコーヒー紅茶どちらでも。おめえらの分はキッチンだ。2603 2604 2600キロ。どうせ切れてりゃ誰を手戻らせることもなかった。強くならにゃあんなものぐらいどんな体勢でもぶった切れるように。
I love him so much.
まったなんでこのアーティシーがミスター3くらいあんたたちで粗大ゴミ出したなさいよ。
とんでもない。
4はなんていうのかしら。ふう
部屋でいいわよナミさん。大丈夫？みんな来て。
ナミさん死ぬのかな。ビビちゃん。
おそらく気候のせい、グランドラインに入った船乗りが必ずぶつかるという壁の一つがこれによって突然死亡するなんてことはザラにある話。ちょっとした病状でも油断が死を招く。少しでも医学をかじってる人はいないの？
そりゃ基本的な病人食が作るつもりだがよ。あくまで看護の領域だよ。それで治るとは限らねえ。新鮮な肉や野菜で完璧な栄養配分、腐りかけた食い物をちゃんとおめえらに。おい、
それにしたらうめえよな。
どういう症状で何が必要なのか、その診断が俺にはできねえ。
ほにゃ全部食えばいいじゃん。
アラバスタへ着けば当然医者はいるだろ。あとどれくらいかかるビビ。
わからないけど。
でそんなに辛いのか。
いやそりゃかかったことねえし。
あなたたち一体何者なの？もしかしたら命に関わる病気かもしれない。ダメは死ぬだから。わかったから落ち着いて。病気の体に響くわ。ダメよ。ダメよ。私のデスクの引き出しに新聞があるでしょ。国王軍の兵士30万人が反乱軍に寝返った。これでアラバスタの暴動はいよいよ本格化するわ。3日前の新聞よ。それ
大変そうな印象を受けた。
思った以上に伝わってよかったわ。
でもお前医者に見てもらわねえと。
平気。その体温計壊れてんのね。とにかく今は予定通りまっすぐアラバスタを目指しましょう。心配してくれてありがとう。このままじゃじきに国中で大量の血が流れる。戦争になる。クロコダイルに乗っ取られちゃう。もう無事に帰り着くだけじゃダメなんだ。一刻も早く帰らなきゃ。
100万人もいんのか人が。
なんちゅうもんを背負ってんだビビちゃん。
あんた一体何見てたの？
何って船はまっすぐ進んでたぞ。
But he didn't have a thingy.
だから俺に任せて寝てろって。
Give him the thingy.
前からここに来たのよ。
How is it supposed to know? It's the Grand Line.
変わった。
おい、てめえら出てこい。仕事だ。
Nani?
てめえの号令じゃやる気出ねえな。
風。
風？
真正面から大きな風が来る。
そりゃビビちゃんのためだってのはわかるけどよ。あんまり無理すっと。
平気だって言ってるでしょ。一体なんだろう。 お願いがあるの。船に乗せてもらっておいて、こんなことを言うのもなんだけど、だからこの船を最高速度でアラバスタ王国へ進めてほしいの。約束したじゃない。だったらすぐに医者のいる島を探しましょう。そしてアラバスタへ。それがこの船の最高速度でしょ。
それ以上スピードは出ねえ。いいのか？お前は王女として国民100万人の心配をするべきだろう。
よく言ったビビちゃん。俺直したぜ俺。
いい度胸だ。
これはね、あ、ナミさん、しっかり。わあ、なんだありゃ。あれはサイクロン。
That came out of nowhere. Thank God you had Nami.
前兆のない風だと言われている。
And yet she did.
もともと理論だけで天候を予測してるんじゃないんだ。
Instinct.
お前さ探しに行くぞ。
I never want Vivi to leave. I love the two of them together.
ビビちゃんどうしよう。ナミさんの熱が引かねえよ。
サンジさん、カルーン、暴れないでったら。
医者が見えるかバカ。
おいお前ら。
そうお前何を言ったら言い出すんだよ。
Look at Luffy. He doesn't even have to wear a.
なんだ。
何って何が？
That's creepy as fuck. Isn't that kind of creepy? Like just someone standing there looking at you with that face. I can't move. He's like looking right through me. That's okay. But I can't deal with that aura. Maybe he's a doctor. Maybe he's a traveling doctor and he sensed Nami was sick, but with arrows. Heal arrow. Sorry, I've been watching too many magical girl anime. No, I'm joking. But sometimes after watching, I read the first couple of comments because the top voted comments are never spoilers, like because they get deleted, like these ones. This comment has been removed. This comment has been removed. So anything usually containing a spoiler gets removed. Anyway, so on the last one, I saw that a couple of people were really like mad at Vivi. They were like, I hate Vivi, how dare she, da, da, da. And I see that a couple of people were arguing about, or well, one or two people were arguing about like whether she was really going to ask them to go straight to Alabasta despite Nami's condition. And I didn't really say anything while watching. I was sitting there like, because I knew how it would feel in that moment if someone asks you like, let's risk your crew member's life because I need to go save, 1 million people. Like, you can at least understand her urgency. I don't judge her for that, but she saw how they felt, I think, and she realized like, I wouldn't, like, I think she realized, I don't know how to say it. Like, she realized there was no point because Nami is as important to them as her whole country is to her, So I think I respect her at least that she could read, their emotions. She could tell. So she said, well, even if I ask them to, I don't think they will. So, and it's the right thing to do. I don't know if it's even the right thing to do, because you don't, like, in a real life situation is so difficult. Like, this is one of those moral dilemmas. Like, it's so difficult. Like, is 1 million people more valuable than one person's life? Like, what the problem is also is the grand line. What if they'd reach Alabasta earlier than they would reach another island with a doctor? Like, how do they know which island has a doctor? They could be going around for weeks looking for an island with a doctor. So to me, it's in that situation, I would have probably thought, like, let's play it safe. We're going in a direction where we know there will be people that can help her, but also you don't know what situation there, like, can doctors even work during war times? Like, I don't know. I've never been in a war. I don't know if there's doctors and shit and stuff like that. I don't know. So it's the most difficult situation. So I'm totally withholding any judgment on any character. Like, they can be mad at Vivi, whatever she was planning to do or say, if that was really her intention from the start. It doesn't matter to me because this is a difficult situation. There's no real right or wrong here. You can't be mad at anything they decide at the end of the day because we don't know anything. It's just a difficult situation. So I don't judge anyone for anything that they thought or decide in that moment. You can't. Like, I wouldn't want to let my valuable navigator die, and they don't know this country, they don't know what the kind of people that are there, they don't know if they reach there in a week, will there even be a doctor that can help her alive? But also, are they gonna, obviously Nami won't die. If they didn't kill fucking Dori, they're not gonna kill Nami off, you know what I'm saying? So I know she's not gonna die. So obviously they'll find an island with a doctor, but you know, the chances there, this is a grand line. You don't know if you're going to find, it could have taken them weeks to find an island with a doctor that can help Nami before reaching Alabasta. Like, what I'm trying to say is, in that moment, I didn't say anything because I didn't really judge. I was like, okay, well, that's how she feels, that's how they feel, that's what she decided to do, that's what, like, but I could definitely feel like they were looking angry. I felt like, maybe it's a glass ship. Or it's magic. Why is the ship standing still? He looks sad, but still very creepy. Even the voice is creepy. You know, oh, I can tell you, oh, no. I can tell you guys why it's creeping me out. You know how, for example, if you smell something, like, let's say your mother was always baking biscuits, like ginger biscuits, and then she passed away, and then years later you smell ginger biscuits and you immediately get this feeling of your mom and your old home and like, you know, that nostalgia feeling. This is why this freaks me out. Because when I was little, I watched a show called Moomin, and it's about little hippos, but they're white, and it was an Afrikaans, but I think it was maybe an anime, and then it was translated into Dutch, and then it was translated into Afrikaans. I don't know, but it was these little albino hippos, and they had a house on a hill, and there was a little moo, mama moo, papa moo, meme. Boo boo and sniff snuff and stinky dorbay. I'm only so many moofale, so met moomin. I leave a lava moomin. So that's how the song goes, in Afrikaans at least. And it was all these characters and stuff. And then in this one episode, or it was a couple of episodes, there was a thing called a grok monster. And it was a monster, and it was cold, and it just stood there staring at them. And it freaked me the fuck out. I could not sleep in my own room for months. Literally months. Couldn't sleep in my own room. Had to sleep in my parents' room, on the floor, next to the bed. My mom had to hold my hand most of the night because I was so fucking scared of that thing, a grok monster. But in Afrikaans, she said grok monster. And I was so scared because it has this big mouth and these eyes and this nose, but also its face. It was so tense, and it stares at you, just stands there staring. And it was also every time it comes, it would be like it turned into cold winter, feeling chills and stuff. And that's what this gave me a feel, because he was just there standing, and he's this general shape as well. And it just gave me like a flashback of that, and that's why it freaked me out. And now I get it. Even his voice, it sounds the same, not the sound the same, but it like. Didn't it just seem like his voice was coming from, like, not from him? It was just like in your head. Oh my god. So he was standing on that thing?
こいつはまさか船なのか。
Is that a hippo?
この忙しい時に。ビビちゃん、ここ頼む。どうしたって？
襲われてんだ今この船。
おめえら本当に海賊か？妙なやつらだ。これで4人か？
ナイフも食いやがった。
はい、とりあえず聞こう。
ようすんだろ？帰れおめえら。俺たち急いでんだ。おめえらの相手してる暇ねえんだよ。
暇ねえんだよ。
お宝とこの船はもらう。だがその前に小腹が空いてどうも。
My first guess is that he has eaten a steel fruit and his insides are steel so he can eat anything. God, this guy. And how hilarious is it that he's a hippo?
初めからそうすればよかったんだよ。
No, wait, we can discuss this. Karu. Damn, his fighting style is so fucking cool. The munch fruit, so he can eat anything? Bye!
ワポル様がごぶっとび遊ばされた。なんということだ。ワポル様はお金槌で荒らせられるというのに。リメンバー。甘いていろ。プリーズ。リメンバー。
Remember us.
しかしあれ何だったのかね。ワポルとか言ってたみてだけど。
なんだっていいさ。
Well, I feel like that is not the last we're gonna see of them, for sure. So he had the munch fruit, so he can eat anything. I have a sinking feeling that he has eaten many people before. Because he did not think twice before trying to chew Luffy, and he was like, what's this hard to eat person? Nya, 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 nya. So he's eaten people before. That is crazy. Have you? Several days earlier. Oh, oh.
何？
さすがはグランドライン。入って早速こんな名刀に出会えるなんて。
はしぎ、おい、聞こえねえのかこの刀バカ。いいから、お前もこっち来て一緒に聞けってんだよ。
I'm just gonna say and be honest right now. I know a lot of people ship her with Zoro, and that's why I don't like her, because I'm jealous of her. And the reasons are irrational and petty, and I don't care.
それは同情よ。クロデンデムシ。
ミスターゼロだ。王女ビビと麦わら一味は
麦わらの一味。
ああ、任務は完了した。
電波は遠いが、この2人の男の会話によって得られたキーワードは4つ。王女ビビ、ミスターゼロ。
ミスターゼロ、それはコードネームでしょうか。だったら先日ルネスで捕らえたあの不審な警視と何か関係があるのでは。
して呼び合う犯罪組織、指令状によって任務を遂行。
a criminal organization, but that guy is one of the Shichibukai, so he works with the Marines. So then the Marines aren't even aware of this, of his own. Clearly though, clearly they wouldn't be aware of it because he's trying to fucking take over a country. So even though he's one of the Shichibukai, he's still a bad person. He doesn't work for the Marines, and that makes him now a good person. I mean, not a good in the, you know, not good, but I mean, like, I thought possibly if you're part of the Shichibukai and you work with the government, then you wouldn't like be that evil. Like, you wouldn't need to, because you're working with the government, so they pay you to get people for them. I don't know. I don't understand the Shichibukai yet. Don't explain it to me. I will see as it goes along. The Sand Kingdom? Sand Kingdom?
やっぱり腹さしてんじゃねえのかな。だったら肉100人分食ったらどうだ。肉さえ食えばすぐ治るぞ病気。
Aww.
笑わねえ。全然。
Oh, Luffy. See, Vivi does care about Nami. Oh. Oh, it's this one.
じっとしてられるかっつうの。このピンチ一刻も早く乗り切らねえとな。
やっぱり笑わねえ。なあ、笑ってくれよ、ナミ。
どうしたルフィ？
ところでよ。
多分島が近い証拠よ。サンジさん、注意して水平線を見てて。
ビビちゃん。
グランドラインの島々は4種類に分類されるの。夏島、春島、秋島、冬島。つまりこういうこと。
In short, when on the Grand Line, there are at least 16 seasonal levels. Jeez. Summery summer, wintery winter. Summer is, spring is, autumn is, winter is. From Summer Island, summer to Winter Island, winter. Damn.
もちろん全く当てはまらない例外の島や未知の気候だってたくさんあるわ。
見えた。
Well, let's hope there's a doctor there.
島があったぞ。
そうか、島があったか。おい、ナミ、よかったな。島だってよ。島。
Oh, Luffy.
見てこいよ。がいいから。
He wants to go. Oh.
雪はいいよな。白いしな。
ダメだ、聞こえてねえ。
ちょっと待てよ、大丈夫か？まずい、持病の島に入ってはいけない。
雪は白くて好きだ。
ところでルフィ、お前寒くねえのか？その格好で。
Does rubber feel cold?
10度。ジャブ。
He's too stupid to realize he's cold.
誰が行くいたせなきゃ。じゃあまず人探しか。
俺が行く。
俺もだ。
まあ、行ってこい。
そこまんだ。速やかにここから立ち去りたまえ。今すぐにだ。
俺たち医者を探しに来たんだ。病人がいるんです。
そんな手には乗らねえぞ。
初対面だってね。
口答えするな。
やりやがったな。
Did he shoot her? Well, she won't die. They just need to now find a doctor to treat both Vivi and Nami. Fuck. But they must have known that that could happen if they fly their pirate flag. Like, they must have known. But what can you do? Okay, no click today. I did a clap because I can't get the click to work sometimes. Episode 78 notes. The episode was called Nami is Sick Beyond the Snow That Falls on the Ocean. I love this screenshot so much. It makes me look, it makes it look like me and Brogy are related or something because of the resemblance. Big mouth, big teeth, and a big laugh. But someone else said my laugh sounds more like Dory's laugh. I hope not. But it was just funny that these two expressions lined up so perfectly, and yeah, I thought it would be cute to include that in the notes. And I saved this little picture because it is the girl that started their feud. I thought for a second, oh my gosh, maybe we'll meet her again at some point in the story. Then I remembered they fought for 100 years, so she's probably dead. Although I still don't know what the average life expectancy of a person in the One Piece world is. There are even people in our world that live to be more than 100 years old, so you never know. I found it kind of strange that in the episode we heard one of their people, the giants, we heard one of them shout, "Bosses, please stop!" Up to now, I was under the impression that it was their rule to fight it out the way they were doing, but it seems like not even all the giants felt that way, since one of them at least was begging them to stop. Essentially, since they seem to be the two strongest leaders, they kind of abandoned their position for all this time, didn't they? I wonder what the others have been doing in the meantime. This is just some speculation on, you know, the giants and their beliefs, and because even in our world, if you think about it, you have people of different religions, like like Christians. They're the same group of people. They believe in the same God, but they have different beliefs, different ways of carrying out those beliefs. And I was just curious because one of the giants, who are, you know, it was one of their followers, was like, "Bosses, please stop." Like, kind of like it was like, "Please stop fighting." And yeah, it made me feel like maybe not everyone in the warrior Elbaf village felt exactly the same way they did about, you know, fighting about something so petty. I don't know. But who knows? It's just some speculation. This is a screenshot from a flashback from Vivi, where Mr. Irritating, I think his name was, Igarapo, or that was his attack name. I don't know, he was Mr. 8. There's so many names, I forget. But I remember him being called Mr. Irritating, or Igarapo means irritating. I don't know. But it was him when they were clearly at Alabasta, and he says, "There is no other way to quell this uprising except for you to directly tell your people the truth." And that's obviously why, you know, she went into the belly of the beast. She went into the field to find things out for herself. She didn't send anyone to do her dirty work for her. She went out there to find out the truth. She went into the real world to find out the truth. I've mentioned before, this is one of the reasons why I respect her so much. This was an important scene that reminded me of the heavy weight that Vivi carries on her shoulders as the Princess of Alabasta. When you're the leader of a country, you carry so much responsibility. And I wonder that maybe because our world, our real world, is riddled with many bad examples of leaders, we can barely relate to a leader like Vivi, who actually cares about her people and wants to save them no matter what. The reason I bring this up is because I saw quite a few people mention after watching these two episodes that they really hate Vivi for a scene that occurs a bit later after this scene, but you already heard me like talk about it after episode 78 during the video. There was a part where you could see I read some people say some really bad things about Vivi because of it seemed for a moment like, was she really going to ask them to like not stop for Nami? And I misunderstood some stuff, and I was even doubting it, like, what is the right thing to do here? What would I have done? Da, 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 da. Most of us, when we die, not much changes in the world. Some of us may be responsible for a spouse or possibly even 1 or 2 kids, but imagine being told you must not allow death to befall you. And it's not your lover telling you this because, oh, I couldn't imagine a world without you. Even though they say that, lovers, people in relationships say that to each other, eventually life will go on for that person because it has to, and not much will be changed in the grand scheme of things. Although, of course, I'm sure Vivi's family and friends will miss her too, but this phrase was told to her not because her lover is going to miss her. She was told this because without her and what she can do for her country, for literally thousands of people, it will fall apart if she died. Men, women, and children will be caught up in a very unnecessary war. Thousands will die. Imagine being responsible for so much. I'm rambling a bit now and going of course, but I just wish people would understand the responsibility she carries. It's something that I don't think any of us could really imagine. I'm not trying to convince anyone to like her, of course, but I think this might often just get overlooked considering the scene that comes up later in the notes. This is a really nice scene for me regarding Sanji. As much as I often dislike Sanji's womanizer side, like I mentioned in the video, I don't know if I cut that out of the video though because I'm talking about it now. It's not malicious at all. Like, he's not a player in the negative sense of the word. And it is a good thing more often than it's a bad thing. At the end of the day, he's a super reliable person and any girl would be happy to have a friend like him. Just like any guy would be happy to have a friend like him if the roles were reversed and he was a girl. I hope that makes sense. So like, basically what I'm trying to say is as much as his womanizer side can irritate me, like, oh my god, he really just, every single girl, really, it can be frustrating. At the same time, you realize that it's not malicious. Like, he's not, you know how you get those like guys that think, oh, I'm God's gift to women, and they make girls fall in love with him, and then like, at least he's not that type, you know? He's actually a genuinely good guy, and the more I get to know him, the more I'm like, you know, whatever, that's just how he is. And I'm sure that whoever he ends up with, the girl he falls in love with, she's not going to be the jealous type. She's just going to understand, like, this is a guy that really loves women. And what is so wrong with that? He doesn't do anything bad. You know what I'm trying to say? But, you know, let's carry on. Okay, so I made a little list of the agents of Baroque works we might still see in the future, because, you know, we know there's like 2,000 Baroque works employees or whatever, but these are the ones I'm most interested in. I don't really know what this list is, but you'll see. So it's Mr. Zero. We've seen him only briefly while talking over the phone with Sanji. He's the boss. Miss All Sunday, seen only briefly before leaving Whiskey Peak. Mr. One, we've not heard anything about him. Mr. One's partner, nothing. Mr. Two seems to be the swan ballerina guy, sent to kill Mr. Three, which was really Sanji. Mr. Two's partner has not been hinted at. That's kind of strange to me that we've kind of seen Mr. Two now, at least parts of him, but we've not seen anything about his partner if he has one. Mr. Three's been defeated. Miss Golden Week has been defeated. Mr. Four and his partner, we don't know anything about them. Mr. Five has been defeated. Miss Valentine has been defeated. And then Mr. 6 and 7 and their partners. Mr. 8 was Igarapo guy. Mr. 9 was with Miss Wednesday, right? And then we know there's a Mr. 11 that we meet in the next episode, in episode 79. So there's still a lot of people that they could be up against at the end of the day. So it's kind of daunting. Okay, so here is comments from patrons about the Vivi scene where she asks them about going to Alabasta at the fastest speed. So these were the comments that I read, and then I edited the video and started seeing things a little bit differently after reading through these comments, and then I kind of changed my opinion. So, or should I say made a more well-informed opinion. This comment is from AOP. They don't say it explicitly, but they probably keep following the eternal path to Alabasta without deviating from it, even to find an island with a doctor. In the Grand Line, deviating could mean ending up hundreds of miles away from Alabasta. And that's what I thought too. I was like, what the fuck? Since it is an eternal path, it doesn't adapt to any other island's magnetic fields. Thus, the path to Alabasta could take them through or close to other islands. And in this case, the path from Little Garden to Alabasta had this winter island on the way. And I just said that would make a lot more sense, because I was confused for a bit, like, were they gonna deviate from their path to look for an island with a doctor? But clearly it would be smartest to, you know, stay on your path, and you will go past other islands and then just stop at the island. So that's the not the deviation, but the delay. That would be the only delay, like stopping to see if the island they pass has a doctor. Okay, this is from Joshua Castro. I'm very surprised to see people actually thought Vivi wanted to just go straight to Alabasta and ignore Nami. I took the pause as Oda adding tension before revealing Vivi's intentions. She's right, the fastest way to Alabasta is with a healthy Nami. I believe she realized it right away. For example, like after seeing Zoro's navigational skills and Nami's weather sense. I've never thought she would have just let Nami remain sick. It's really odd to me seeing that there's a prevalent theory. Even her enemies in Baroque works she has worried about, like Mr. Nine and Miss Monday. I could never see her outright sacrifice someone else without a care. And then this AOP replied again, yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious. It seemed clear that was what Vivi was intending. Given her character, it is next to impossible for her to let Nami suffer, even to reach her country faster. And then Jeff23 replied, yes, Vivi definitely cares about Nami, but it's understandable that people were confused because at this point, we know very little about her. For sure, they will have a different opinion of this moment if they rewatch it after seeing more of her. So even, like I said, you heard my thought process after seeing the scenes. I didn't really say much, but then I saw a couple of people saying this stuff about Vivi, and I started thinking like, wait, what? Are we sure? How does this work? And yeah, that's when I talked about it right after finishing the episode. But since then, I had read through these comments and I had edited the video, so this is now my new opinion on the matter. After reading these comments, editing the video and rewatching the scene where Luffy, Usopp and Sanji stare at Vivi in such a serious way when she asks them about the ship's fastest speed, and also rewatching all the scenes where Vivi takes such good care of Nami, I've come to the conclusion that I don't think Vivi ever intended to ask them to go straight to Alabasta, or expected them not to stop at an island to look for a doctor if they had the chance. Since Nami kept telling them she's okay and they should go straight to Alabasta, I believe that Vivi's intention from the start was to ask them, can we go at the ship's fastest speed towards Alabasta, which obviously means getting Nami better first. I'm even more sure of this since Nami predicted that cyclone and they were only able to avoid it in time because of Nami. Vivi literally said that it's supposed to be impossible to predict the weather in the Grand Line. And yet she, and then it ends there, the sentence, but it should be finished, and yet she, Nami, was able to predict that cyclone. If it wasn't for Nami, they'd have gotten caught in the cyclone and been delayed much longer than a week, or even killed. So Vivi was being literal when she said, that is the ship's fastest speed, right? Referring to stopping for a doctor on the way to cure Nami, because that's the only real guarantee that they'll get to Alabasta. They're so much more likely to survive the trip if Nami was healthy and could help them get there, because Nami is just as much as any of the others in the crew. She's a vital part to their survival, their travels. You get what I'm saying? Episode 79, Ambush, the Tin Tyrant and Tin Plate Wapol. Now I'm just thirsty, just give me a second. I'm talking too much and drinking too little. Tap water. Even though the pirates at the start were literally just there for a few minutes and seemed very random, I'm pretty sure they have to be important since the episode is literally named after... Why do I say literally so much? It's literally named after them. They said they want to go to the Drum Kingdom, and that's probably where we'll meet them again. So yeah, these are just 2 screenshots of them. He said, please remember us. So I'm leaving these screenshots in, I put these in to remember them. The hippo man, Wapol, and this weird vibe one, and then this guy with the mustache kind of looking like, I don't know what's going on his face. But yes, I will remember you. I think it's also important to note that the scene with Smoker and Tashigi happens several days earlier, so they'd probably be on their way to Alabasta and reach it before Luffy and them does. Note to self, I still have no idea how the Shichibukai works, but at the moment it looks like a pretty corrupt system. So I just put that part in there to remind myself to take heavy note of the Shichibukai, who they are, how they work, how does their relationship with the Marines work, and all this kind of stuff. We've seen before that the Marines aren't all, like, I mean, that Mouse Marine guy was working with Arlong, you know? So it's a corrupt world indeed, and it's I just want to keep an eye out, you know, how exactly does it work? How much do they know about what the Shichibukai actually do, and how much control do they have over each other, and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure I'll find out sooner or later. I saw that someone commented on my Patreon. I've explained before that I get my comments, emails of the comments, like this is a comment someone leaves, and then this is where the email is. But then a new comment comes, and that one gets bumped down, and then that, like, down. So the newest comment is always at the top, and that's what I read first. So I read a comment from someone saying that's kind of a spoiler, and then so I didn't read a lot. I deleted a lot of comments because I was like, I don't know which one is a spoiler, but I did go on the post afterwards on Patreon and saw that a comment was deleted, so probably the person who commented it ended up deleting their comments. But I did see there was kind of like a few comments that was discussing like, no, it's not a spoiler, and then the person replied and said, she said before that she doesn't want her theories confirmed or whatever, so yes, it's a spoiler. So I don't exactly know what was spoiled and if it was a spoiler or not, but it was deleted. So to whoever was that conversation was going on, thank you for, because I love it when, because I read the replies before I read the comments, so that really helps me. If someone accidentally spoils something without realizing it, it does help me if you guys say, like, I think this shouldn't rather not be said, you know. Anyway, sorry about all of that. I'm really interested in the Shichibukai and how they work and the system in this world and how it's being carried out. But I do want to figure it out for myself in the same way that I wanted to experience the Grand Line and how it works for the first time by myself. Like, I didn't want people to tell me, oh, there are towns and there are this and there are, like, I kind of, you know, want to experience everything for myself for the first time. And while I'm at it and talking now, I'm sorry for deviating from my notes. It's almost done though, it's just this little bit left. I really wanted to say thank you to all my mods on YouTube. I added like 3 more mods, so that's 3 more people, and for everyone that is still mods and the new ones, I have not read a single comment that even slightly makes me feel like, yeah, you didn't have to say that, I was gonna figure it out anyway. Like, nothing, no spoilery, nothing. So thank you, just big thank you. Okay, I'm not sure if this is important. It was just a scene where Sanji said it's almost a full moon, but a full moon usually has some kind of mysterious effect on people and situations, so it being mentioned by Sanji stands out to me, that it's almost a full moon. So when is it going to be full moon and what's going to happen then? Fact about the Grand Line, there should be a, there we go. Climatically, there are 4 basic types of islands in the Grand Line: summer, spring, autumn, and winter islands. And each one generally has 4 seasons of its own. So it's like, in like a summer island, it has 4 seasons of summer. So like high summer and then winter summer. Like, I can understand that because I live in KwaZulu-Natal. My winter is not the rest of the world's winter. Like, what I think is cold is not really, you guys will be like, meh. or I don't know where you're from, but a lot of you guys are from Europe, for example, and it gets like really cold there, and here it doesn't go like below, I don't know what, 11 at like that, and that's the like coldest. And I know places where it gets like minus in the minuses, and I'm talking about degrees Celsius. So I kind of have an idea of how that, like, we always joke and say we don't have winter because compared to the rest of the world, we don't. So yeah, I find this really interesting. Imagine a winter island's winter is crazy. In short, when on the Grand Line, there are 16 seasonal levels, from Summer Island Summer to Winter Island Winter. So like freaking crazy hot to like freaking crazy cold, but everything in between. Quite interesting. I don't have much more to write about this episode at this time, except for one more thing that I find ironic. The last island that they docked at, Whiskey Peak, they received a very warm welcome, and yet the people who lived there, their intention was to kill/capture them. At this island, they are welcomed in a pretty much in the opposite way. But I believe that these people will end up helping them. Nami and Vivi need immediate help after all, so I don't see them going to another island after this. It would make no sense story-wise to have made this detour if they were just going to find help on another island after Vivi was shot. So like what I'm trying to say is, I'm pretty sure they'll end up getting help on this island, which is the opposite, because on the other island, you know, things turned out in a different way. Like they were welcomed and celebrated, but then they tried to kill them. It ended up they were a town of bandits and bounty hunters. And this island welcomes them the opposite way. Like they try and shoot them because they, you know, it makes sense for the people on the island to be scared of pirates and want to protect themselves. So that the welcome is the opposite, but I'm pretty sure things will turn around and be the opposite of how things were there later. Does that make sense? It was just ironic and funny. I hope that they see quickly that Luffy and his crew mean them no harm and they're able to help them. And I used the word quickly twice. I just hope they see that Luffy and his crew mean them no harm and they're able to help them quickly. Okay, so that's it from my side. I'm definitely not gonna lie, it is getting harder and harder to just stick to 2 episodes every time. I wish I could do 3. Still haven't ever felt like I needed to do more than 3. 3 is generally like a good cutoff point for me. But I wish I could do 3 every time. But when I have to edit 3 videos plus 3 videos as notes and then the review part, you guys have to wait longer. So I'd rather do it, you know, mostly 2 and 3 whenever I have some extra time. Right now it's really difficult on Fridays because on Fridays, Danmachi comes out. It's Dr. Stone on a Saturday, Fairy Tail. Like everything is condensed to the weekend now, so it would be easier for me to do 3 episodes on a Tuesday because that's when I watch One Piece every Tuesday, and then I upload it for patrons immediately. Then I have a Wednesday and a Thursday to edit. Right now, I'm also watching 2 episodes of One Piece on a Friday, but then also Dr. Stone, which needs to be edited, and then Danmachi, which needs to be edited. And it's more difficult over a weekend, so I'll try more often to do 2 episodes on Tuesday. 3 episodes on Tuesdays. But for the next couple of videos, I'm pretty sure Mickey, who is one of my patrons, and Ahmad for the YouTube comments, she suggested, and I'll be doing that because I trust her judgment. She suggested I do 2 episodes for the next 2 videos, and then 3 episodes. So I'll be doing it that way. Thank you to Mickey for the suggestion. And thank you to everyone else for watching anime with me, listening to my thoughts, and for sharing your own thoughts. Ooh, did I just bump the table? No. I don't know. I'm so glad that I was able to record this whole video without the electricity going off once, because I was getting ready to record this whole review. And then the electricity went off. So then I was like, okay, well, I have time now. I'm going to take a bath, because I never take a bath. I'm always in a rush to do the next video and edit videos and upload videos. I just shower quickly and then go. I was like, okay, well, the electricity went off. It's probably going to be off for a while, so I'm going to take a bath. And then when I got into the bath, the electricity went on. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to not bath now. So I took a bath. And then like 20 minutes later, the electricity went off again. And then it went on again. And then 20 minutes later, it went off again. The whole time. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it hasn't gone off at all during this whole review now. So I'm so glad because but I've been doing it in like portions. I have like, if you look here, I have One Piece, it says 70, but it's supposed to be 79. Intro, review 1, review 2. And this is the review 3 part because I was scared that the electricity is going to go off and then I have to read everything again and then it will be so frustrating. But yay, it didn't. It might have something to do with the fiber that they're putting in the streets. They're actually working on it much sooner than I expected, so that's great. And I'm hoping that the electricity going on and off is because of them, because I wouldn't even complain if that was the case, because as long as the fiber gets put in, I'm happy, because then I can start doing live streams again and that will be fun. Phew! I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to leave a comment and a like. Bye!